Listen up.
Hi, Lucy. Hi, Kel.
The Lucy and Kel podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another podcast with Lucy.
Hi.
And Casey.
Hey.
And I am also here. It is good to be with you for another podcast. We have just heard the news. Oprah is in the country, everybody. Oprah is here. Have we ever asked, I feel like I may have asked Casey this question. What is an Oprah, Casey? You're 22 years of age. Do you know what an Oprah is?
Yes.
What does Oprah do? What has she done?
Oprah says, you in this and you in that because I am rich.
She did
But
a
why
lot of
was
that.
she? Why was she iconic?
You guys told me this in an earlier podcast
We did.
and you guys did like 15 minutes on how good Oprah
Lucy
is.
does 15 minutes on Don't
And-
Say a Bad Word About Oprah.
I have
She's
no
iconic.
recollection of it. Oh, actually, I think you said that she was the first woman to do something and it was amazing.
Talk show host.
Right.
Yes.
I
On
kind of remember.
national television.
That's right.
She broke a lot of boundaries. But that's not the point. The
Yeah.
point is everyone knows something about Oprah, and most of the time she gave away stuff.
Well, let me tell you this. She did so much more than that, though. She spoke about things. Okay, I'm starting to rant again.
Again,
aren't I?
this
Listen,
is the same 15
it was
minutes.
groundbreaking. But I will say this: she's landed in Australia, and Kel said, he goes, "Why is she here?" And I said, "It's a speaking tour." And Kel goes, "Oh, ka-ching, ka-ching." And I said, "I don't know because she's worth $4.8 billion.
Yeah, but is that
She
enough?
doesn't need a couple of thou
Yeah,
by
but is
talking
it-
at wherever
But is
she's
it
talking."
$5 billion? It's not $5 billion, is it, Oprah?
But this is what I'm thinking. If Opes could just hear about the light and if
Are
Opes
you?
could just drop a dash of money,
know.
they
Are
should
you?
save the station.
I
Are
know.
you the first person in the history of life itself to call her Opes?
No. I think lots of people call it Opes.
I don't believe so.
I think so, Opes.
I hope her people aren't
If I met
listening.
her, I'd be like, hey, Opes. And I think she'd be like, I love that. That's great. Here's $1 million.
I don't think we would get
It's a bad
anywhere
accent.
near the great lady. I think there is a lot of
Well,
circles.
no. Do you know she landed I believe she landed in Sydney in a private jet. She touched down. There were fans there. One guy standing there with a big sign that says, Oprah, please buy me a car. And she laughed and she says, no, but you can have a selfie. So people got close to her in Sydney.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She said no.
I have
Everyone
no,
would ask you for money.
I mean, how would you even live the life of Oprah? How would you do it?
I don't know, well, comfortably.
Yeah, but I know, but just existing, like people just, that amount of people knowing who you are and what you said and how you work and knowing almost everything
I know,
about you.
but that's the price they pay for fame.
Yeah, I don't know if I could deal with that.
I could.
Lucy'd like to give it a
I
try.
wouldn't mind earning 4.3 billion and having people love
yeah.
me.
Keeps coming back to the billions
Yeah,
aspect
well, you know,
of it.
It helps.
I don't know
it
if it
doesn't
helps
buy
though.
happiness, but I think it does help some things.
As my wonderful father once said,
Hmm.
money cannot buy you happiness, but it buys you a big enough boat to sail right up next to it. And you can look at it from the
that's
deck of your yacht.
good.
I just think with all that amount of money, the amount of change you could do in the world, the amount of children you could feed, the
Yeah.
amount of orphanages you could build, the amount of poverty you could eradicate because of you and your brand, that would be amazing. Like
Yeah.
that would be extraordinary.
It's definitely a mindset, and I have no doubt. And I'm not against Oprah. I think Oprah. I mean, no one's perfect, and I'm sure there are people out there that don't have time for Oprah. But I get a sense. I don't have a fact here. I haven't Googled anything, but I have a sense she has given a lot back. I think she has given a lot back for all the right reasons. So good
think
luck
she
to
has,
Oprah.
yeah.
What's she going to speak about?
Being Oprah.
Could you, in fact, be Oprah and just walk out on stage and speak about anything?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
people would just applaud?
Well, that's all it is. It's
Oh, it's a bit like Casey applauding Lucy all the
so
time.
it's
Yay.
not Oprah,
It's
but it's
kinda
not.
like your own
but
little
it's not.
Oprah.
She's not doing a keynote. She sits down. Melissa Doyle, former Sunrise host, is the host, and she asks her questions. So she literally has to do no prep. Just
Can
sit
I
there.
tell you? Can I tell you? And one of the things I dislike the most is getting up on stage and speaking in front of people. And I know people find that bizarre because I speak into a microphone on a daily basis, but it's different when you're in front of a crowd. Can I say, nothing fills me with more joy in my limited time up on stage talking to people than when they say, actually, it's just a panel. And you're like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, and you feel really
I'm
good.
just going to sit down and I'm just going to answer
But
questions.
I've been
that are
on
directed-
panels, and sometimes I don't love a panel because I want to do all the talking, and then they'll go, "What do you think, Lil John?" And then I'm there going, "Oh, I
I
had the
think
greatest
something."
answer," and I'm like, "Come on!"
Well, that's why you would be better in a TED talk and I would be better on a panel.
Exactly.
Have you ever had to present anything to a large crowd, Casey?
Nah.
You went into the
As she yawns,
No.
nah.
You didn't have to do anything for like high school or anything. You didn't have to get up on stage and be like, oh, this is another great conversation we definitely have to have just before we wrap up the podcast. Were you indeed some sort of leader at school? Were you a school captain, Casey?
No, I did apply for that.
You
And then I was
applied for
like,
it?
Meh, don't want it again.
Hang on. Who said meh? You
Me.
said it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too much.
So the faculty didn't go meh to Casey. They missed out not having Casey as a leader at that
Yeah.
school.
I know.
And the
Talking about
I was
leaders.
going to say, the reason why I'm bringing this up is to usher in Lucy. Time for a proud mum moment. Would you like to explain why you're a proud mum?
My daughter is going into grade 6 next year, and in her assembly yesterday, they announced that she is the arts captain for 2026, the visual arts captain.
Look how proud
which
she is.
And how cute is this? At their school, the previous people who held the position pass them the baton on stage. So she gets given a baton. It's this pink thing with her name engraved on it. And visual arts captain. So they literally pass the baton. So my daughter has this beautiful pink baton that says she's a visual arts captain. She is such an extraordinary artist. As she's the most extraordinary artist. Her art is mind-blowing for me. So the fact that she's going to be the leader and she is so chuffed. I am so chuffed. I'm going to get this baton framed
Yes.
professionally to hang on her wall.
That's so good. Congrats.
very
I
much-
even said to her, I was like, imagine this on your resume.
Okay.
Well,
Just
I
pass
don't
them the
know.
baton.
Yeah, her first resume when she gets her first job.
Don't lead
Yeah.
with the baton. Don't pass the baton to the person you're trying
Anyway,
to get the
I'm
baton.
so proud because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just so brilliant.
Oh, go Shy.
And it
Yeah.
all
That's
comes
awesome.
crashing
It is.
down to earth when she says, Shy, what do you want to be when you grow up? And Shy says, a hairdresser.
No, she doesn't want to do that. That was when she was like 5.
All right, and-
Now she wants to be an artist.
Oh,
Yeah,
does
And I'm
she?
like, yeah, that's an artist. A long time on the show, Casey. For many years, Charlotte was dead set on being Prime Minister.
Yes, I did hear
So
about
much
that.
so, like she written letters to Australia. Listeners sent in, a listener sent in this beautiful book about being Prime Minister. She was dead set. Then for a hot minute, she gave up, went to hairdresser. But then she's been artist for the last few years.
Amazing.
Yes.
I can't wait to see her artwork.
I feel like I know the answer to this question, but not specifically. What were you at school? A captain? A leader?
I was student representative council, and then when I got into grade 12, I desperately wanted to be a prefect. I didn't get it.
What did a
And-
prefect do?
Like there was well, you know, if the school captain is the bride, the prefects are the bridesmaids.
Right.
So probably like 6 prefects and 1 captain. I didn't get to be one of that. I was very disappointed. And I was disappointed because my school didn't have an arts captain, and I was the queen of the arts. I topped drama every year. I was the editor of the literary magazine. So I held distinguished titles. And so
Yeah.
I campaigned the school that there should be drama captains. And then the year I left, the next year they brought in. So whilst I didn't get to be it, I was the one that brought in the drama captain
Wow.
for my school. Thank you very much.
How cool would it have been if Shiloh went to the school you went to and you got the baton, and then years later, then she got the baton? That would be cool to find out.
That'd be
if other people
amazing.
would have
Yeah,
that.
that's so great. I love it.
Guys, I went through my son's bedroom the other day and he owns 7 Nerf guns.
7.
Pretty proud of that too.
Yeah.
Pretty proud of that as well.
Yeah, that'll look great on his resume.
The Lucy and Kel podcast.
I would like to have a chat about Christmas. Can we go to the Christmas news desk? No, that
You
was
want to
a
go
joke.
to the
There's no
Christmas?
Christmas news desk.
Yeah, but we can always instigate that festive feeling.
It's beginning to
Oh,
look
yes,
a
that's what I
lot
want. This is the
like
Christmas news desk.
Christmas.
I was chatting to my daughter this morning and I realised she hadn't given me like her Christmas list. I said, what is it you want for Christmas? And she's like, I'm not sure yet. Like, well, we best be thinking about that.
Yes, we are about 2.5, 3 weeks out.
I know, we're very, very close. Now, of course, there are things already in the pipeline, but she hasn't given me like any of the, you know, the big tickety items. So
It's pretty relaxed
She's pretty relaxed.
about the whole Christmas thing.
I like that. And do you know what? I take that as a compliment to my parenting because I feel like, no, seriously.
I think that's a reflection on who I am
Because
as a person.
our kids are like, they know they have great Christmases because I make it very magical. And so they're not like desperate, like writing lists trying to get what they want because they know that I'm a brilliant present giver.
Well done, you.
Thank you. But it got me thinking about when I was a kid and how magical Christmas is, but how sometimes there are gifts from our childhood that just stay in our memory. Like you get lots of gifts growing up, you know, many of us. Different. Back in the day, you get a couple of gifts. Now on the internet, you know how you see those TikToks and they've bought their children 17,000 presents and you go, this is just too much, lady. But anyway, you do you. But it got me thinking about the presents we got back in our childhood. And sometimes there's just that one that sticks out. You can remember where you were, the Christmas and the ultimate gift. For me, there's 2 that I remember. One was 1 year it was a big box. I was very excited. I ripped it open, and inside it was the Shearer Castle.
Oh, Shearer. She was a princess of power, everybody.
She is a princess of power. The Shearer Castle.
Now, how is that different from Castle Grayskull?
Well, the Shearer Castle was made out of clouds and pink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a big difference from Castle Grayskull.
I can't remember what the castle was called. I'll have to figure it out. But I had Shearer, and I had Catra, and I had Glimmer, and I had Angelica. I had all of the figurines, and I had the castle.
So He-Man had the battle cat. What did Shearer have?
She had...
Was it a flying horse?
Yeah, it was a unicorn.
Oh, lovely.
What was the unicorn's name? I can't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, so this incredible castle had in it, by the way, and I remember it had all these plastic bits and pieces. She had a bed that was beautiful. There was an elevator in the castle. You could go up and down in an elevator.
I know Lucy's love of Shearer so deeply that you must never mistake He-Man and Shearer for being boyfriend and girlfriend.
Brother and sister.
Get it right.
Yeah.
I made that mistake once.
It was called Crystal Castle.
Oh, that sounds... look, it sounds like something even I'd enjoy getting
It
for
was so...
Christmas.
And sometimes I see them online and I'm like...
I will pay $500 for that. That is a $500 investment into Shearer's
Well,
castle.
there's one on eBay right now. I don't think it's that expensive.
Tell us how expensive it is. Shearer's castle, the one that you received for Christmas all those many years ago.
$382.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I'm not buying one. Anyway,
And you're not
that's
sure.
the...
Do you know where it went?
Yes, I do remember. I'd had it for years and I loved it. And then I remember my mum was like, do you want to sell it in the trading post? Because we didn't have...
Back in the day.
eBay. We had the trading post. And then she goes, and you can have the money. And I was like, yeah. And I sold it in the trading post. And now I regret it because I wish I still had it.
Of course you do.
And I wish I had all the figures. I have none of it.
Great memory, though.
The other thing I remember from my childhood, from my Christmas, is I did look in Mum's cupboard one Christmas and I found a big white box. So I carefully opened it. And I found
Carefully
it.
opened it.
I know, I was that kid. I
You
hunted
make it
for-
sound like this is not actually breaking all the rules of Christmas.
well, I did break the rules of Christmas and I ruined it. And inside I found this lamp that had this beautiful big doll on it, like a real doll with like brown hair.
And a
she
light
was
bulb
part
coming out of her head?
No, the lamp was over her and then
Right.
she was part of like the lamp. And that was magical. And I remember being disappointed that I found it and having to act surprised on Christmas Day. But they're the two presents that really stand out from my childhood.
I think we all have those memories. I know I've got two highlights growing up, and I never ever saw this TV show ever in my life. But when I was about 3 or 4, Santa got me... Does everyone, or does anyone really, because I know I'm very old, does anyone remember the TV show Chips?
No.
It was an American TV show about police on motorcycles. And they would ride around together on motorcycles. And I don't know why they were called Chips. But anyway, it was the 70s. And I was born in 1976. So about 1979, when I was about 3 or 4, I received one of those... It's hard to explain, but if I explain it right, a lot of toys back in those days had like a flywheel and they could sit in some sort of ramp. And if you pull this cord, you'd rip the cord back.
Yeah.
And then the little plastic toy would zip along the floor. And there was a motorcycle that did that I got for Christmas. And I was mesmerised by it because it wasn't like a 4-wheels car thing. It zipped along the hallway on 2 wheels and balanced itself.
That's iconic.
And I zipped and I zipped and I zipped and I broke it on the second day.
You didn't. Were there tears?
Of course there were. It was the greatest present I've ever seen in my life before, up until the second greatest present I ever received, and that was, of course, my first BMX bike, everybody. I think everyone remembers their first bike. And
Was
it
it
was there.
wrapped up on a Christmas
It was
day?
there underneath the Christmas
Did it have a
tree.
bow on it?
It was completely black, just like I'd always wanted.
Oh my gosh.
It had room for spokey dokies.
Oh my
It had
gosh.
room for those little bars on the back of the tyre that you could stand on instead of sitting on the bike.
Really?
It was my dream vehicle,
And it was all built, all ready to go.
all ready to go.
And how old would you have been?
I would have been about 8 then.
Did you just get it and go outside?
And I was gone.
For the whole of Christmas
Yep.
Day?
See you later, Mum. See you in
Did
New
you-
Year's.
Did you name your bike?
No, it already had a name. I think it had like lightning on
on
the
it,
side
yeah.
of it or something like that.
Because I named my bike. I thought it was a horse, though. I pretended my bike was a horse. Of
course you did.
I called it Old Yeller. Anyway.
I like the fact that you called your bike Old Yeller. I don't think this music. I don't think this music happens when you're talking about Old Yeller. When I'm talking about my black BMX.
A lot of people are texting in and a lot of people sending photos, which is amazing. Jody says I was 10 It was pink and white roller skates that came in their own carry case, which made them seem so fancy, and I still smile every time I think of them.
I feel like you'll be looking at that on Christmas morning and like stars would come coming off it and like it's just
That's
sparkling.
beautiful. Roller skates, again, classic 80s. Fiona goes, the highlight for me was a bike radio that my older brother gave me. It attached the handlebars. It was so awesome for a 9-year-old, and she sent a photo of this huge contraption that I didn't even know. I'm a child of the 80s and I've never seen a bike radio. It is so cool.
Really? I'd never heard that you could put a bike on a radio and that was like a real... Like I know people sometimes hotwire the bike to make things happen, but to actually buy an accessory that you could put onto your BMX back in the 80s, that's amazing.
That's so very cool. A message from Conrad. He says, Lucy and Kel, I'm a couple of years older. I had the same Zip motorcycle as a kid. A cool memory you have unlocked.
Yeah.
He goes, but my favourite gift was my Super Max BMX. And then he sent me a photo of it and it's all yellow.
Oh, but Super Max.
I had the same shape BMX, but mine was yellow and blue, Conrad. Which
And
is
she
why
called it Old Yeller.
And I pretended it was a
Come
horse.
on, Old
And
Yeller.
at night, I'd bring it into the garage and put a blanket over it like it was a horse, and I'd give it like a trough because I wanted a horse. So
Did
the
your-
bike was the closest thing to a horse.
Did you often see your parents staring out the back of the kitchen window looking at you concerned? Did you see that a lot? Where they're sort of holding each other going, we're not too sure about this girl.
One year I got a giant blow-up dragon for our pool. I called it Draggy, and Draggy was so big, and I would bring it into the house every night and put it on towels and wrap it in towels as well and pretend it was my pet dragon. And my parents let me... Why are you shaking your head?
No, I'm not doing
And
anything.
my parents let me bring this giant blow-up dragon into the house, dry it off every night, and Draggy was my best friend, and Draggy lived in the house as well.
Sure.
What?
Sure, your dad was a huge fan.
I wonder why it's slowly deflated over
Yeah.
time. Who knows? And Mark says, my first radio was a portable stereo, black with detachable speakers. Was the best thing ever. The first song he heard was Pseudo Echoes. Love is an Adventure. Love and Adventure song.
Yes.
And he would listen to Take Footy Australia on Saturday nights on that Christmas gift.
Barry Bissell.
Oh, Barry Bissell's still kicking on. Still
Icon.
a legend.
Absolute icon. All right,
So many phone calls to get through as well.
let's do it. Terry Ann and Wheelers Hill. Good morning, Terry Ann.
Good morning, gorgeous people, and blessings to you this fine December.
Merry Christmas to you, Terry Ann. We're talking just memories of Christmas past and some of the gifts that have sort of seared their sort of image into our frontal lobe. What have you received at Christmas time?
I was 4 years old. We just moved to Wheelers Hill, which was called Mulgrave back then, and it was our first Christmas there. We'd moved in October, and there was a special card there hanging on the Christmas tree from Santa, and I opened it up and squealed, and there was horse riding tickets every Saturday for me. I had always wanted to learn how to ride, and I was able to learn how to ride from that day on, and I'm still riding, and I've got my own horse. Then when I think I was 16, Mum and I went to parent-teacher interview, and I got given a horse from another lady that was at the parent-teacher interview.
Knowing what we
Weird
know of you,
thing.
Terry
I went to
Ann.
a parent-teacher interview and I got a horse. That's not a sentence.
Never happened to me. Terry Ann.
You normally get bad news, like, oh, your kid's struggling a mouse.
Here's a pony.
But, yeah.
Terry Ann, knowing what we know of you and your history now, that was like a pivotal turning point for you getting those horse riding lessons.
Oh, I'd been bugging my parents for ages to try and get, I think my first word was horse, and they don't know where I got it from.
So good, Terry Ann.
Did you have a horse called Old Yeller? That's the question.
No.
Okay,
I
no,
don't
it's a
think so,
shame.
Terry
Okay,
Ann.
thanks,
Thank you.
Terry Ann. Great
That's
call.
a great story. Deb in Ringers joins us this morning. Good morning, Deb.
Morning.
What do you remember, Deb? What was the present from your childhood?
Just the talk of Cal's motorbike and the BMXs. So called Chip because it was California Highway Patrol.
Right,
Oh,
because this was
yes.
it was definitely a Chips branded
Yeah,
toy,
'cause Kel
and
was
I'd
saying,
never
why was it
seen.
called Chips?
I don't even know what Chips was. I knew it was motorcycle police, and that's why it was cool. And now we know again. What did Chips stand for?
California Highway Patrol.
Love it.
So good.
And so my brother and a neighbour used to go out on their BMX bikes like they were the Chips guys, and I would be the police officer back
Yeah.
in the station, and
Yeah.
I would take the calls and send them out on their BMXs to
Deb.
help people.
So
it was a
good.
simpler time, but
You're
a better
that's
time.
so
Well
beautiful,
done, Deb.
isn't it? Great.
Just driving around on their BMXs in unison, pulling people over.
The Lucy and Kel podcast. You're going to love this next bit. Oh, spoiler alert.
There's a girl we work with in our team, Lids. First of all, let me just preface this by saying, such a clever girl, studying to be a lawyer, the most remarkable, brilliant, beautiful, one of those people, the most upright characters, one of those people you go, oh, I hope my daughter grows up to be like her. This is her.
I feel like she's one of the smartest people around.
Yeah, and the nicest. Like zero issues, zero bad in her, which is wild because everyone has little, problems. Not this girl.
I feel
Perfection.
I feel like if the plane crashes into the mountain and then we are all trying to just survive on the island, Lydia takes control.
I thought you were going to say we'd eat her. And I was like, don't eat her. Like Alive. I've watched Alive. Oh, I shouldn't have gone there.
There's
anyway.
no one eating anyone in this scenario. We're all rallying around the leader of the group and we think that's Lids.
Yes, that's Lids. Sorry.
However,
I found out something about Lydia the other day. I found out something that blew my tiny mind. And we found out accidentally through someone else, actually from her pastor we found out. And he said, ask about this. And we did some deep diving and it was very true. Lydia has a deep, almost revulsion. She's unsettled.
Let's call it a dislike.
A dislike to polka dots.
The idea, the concept, the application
What happened?
of polka dots.
She was at her pastor's house. They made her a cup of tea. They give it to her. It's a mug with polka dots on it. She's like, I'm so sorry, I can't drink that. And they're like, oh, it's the wrong tea. She's like, no, it's the polka dots. And they're like, sorry, what? She's like, pour it out immediately. She made them pour the tea into another mug. She couldn't look at the polka dots. And I said to her, I questioned her on it yesterday. I said, I heard you don't like polka dots. She was like, I hate them. Anywhere, polka dots on anything. Mugs, in life, posters, clothes. She got really upset. She goes, what's the point? She goes, I don't like circles. Where do they end? They don't. She goes, there's no good reason for circles. She goes, I like structure and I like squares.
She's more of a square person.
I literally could not stop laughing. She wasn't even trying to be funny. It wasn't even a bit. She was just serious she has no time for polka dots.
And genuinely, it was her TED talk on why polka dots are the worst. And we tried to back it in and we were like, yeah, well, and I couldn't really get behind the argument.
No.
Because I'm okay with polka dots.
I'm okay with
definitely
circles.
not. She's definitely not. And that's fine.
Yes.
There are just some things in life where we just like this line.
No further.
And no further.
And I just think that this was priceless. And it got me to thinking, do we all just have that one thing we just have a dislike of? And it could be the silliest thing on the planet. There may be no good reason. There might be a good reason. But what is the thing you go, this is not it? Everything else, but not this. This is not it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You have a seasonal thing. A seasonal thing comes around every Christmas.
Do you know what I do not like? And again, I'm sorry if I'm going to offend you. Please understand.
Well, you're not taking a shot at any...
No,
this is not about people we don't
upset
like.
Someone.
This
no,
is
I know.
about just random things like a polka dot pattern.
Okay.
Lydia.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. We call it Lids.
You've ruined it. You said her name now.
All right. Lydia doesn't like polka dots, and that's fine.
Okay, this is what I don't like, but I just don't upset people.
You won't upset people.
I will.
I
upset
like
them
what
daily.
you don't like, and I'm not upset.
Yeah, but you never get upset. Listen, I don't like multicolored Christmas lights. I find them offensive to the eye, and it's not the vibe. We have a tree which has built-in lights, and you can turn them on, beautiful warm light. Lovely. Do you know what Buglugs did the other day? Flicks them onto multicolour. Ruins the whole ambience of my house. I'm like, what is this? It's not some neon gaming parlour.
No, it's Christmas. It's called Christmas.
And then do you know what else the worst thing he did, everyone? This is the worst.
I forgot. I forgot that you
And we may
didn't.
need to go to counselling for this.
I forgot this seasonal dislike of
How could
multicolored.
you forget? I've spoken about it for years.
Okay, so what
So
have
the
I done?
whole house has been decked out with lights, beautiful white lights. We've got reindeers in the front yard. We've got a beautiful eaves all covered in white lights. I go away to Queensland for 3 days and I come home and he has bought multicoloured light and wrapped around all the trees. Now the whole ambience is ruined. Everything's
whole
on balance.
tree is a multicolored Christmas light.
I can see it out my
Spectacular.
window. I'm just not the vibe. Anyway, that's for me. Lydia, polka dots, Lucy, multicolored Christmas lights.
Is there something that you just dislike and, you try and explain it to people and no one else gets it? But you're like, no, polka dots, can't stand them.
Yeah.
Multicolored Christmas lights, get them away from me.
Marcella says forks.
Forks.
Doesn't love them.
Just in general.
Forks are not the vibe. Marcella says, I love spoons.
Spoons.
Yep.
Forks. You know what I don't like
Good
about
on you,
forks?
Marcella.
The thing I can't stand about forks is when they sort of
Interconnect.
tangle together.
Yeah.
It's the worst feeling. But forks in general, forks is an idea
I don't
I'm
mind
okay
forks. I don't mind
with.
forks
So
at
just
all.
spooning everything.
Do you know what I love? Not that this segment is what do you love, but I love a spork.
Well, that's the best of a spoon and a fork.
Yeah.
So I'm just worried about...
Splade. Oh, no, they're called splades.
Is it Marcella?
Yeah, Marcella.
I'm just worried about how Marcella steaks. How do you steak?
How do you steak Marcella? Can't
With
do
a
that with a
spoon.
spoon. Now, Carolyn and Heathmont, she goes, I don't like red and yellow next to each other. It's the visual equivalent of fingernails down a chalkboard. You must struggle in McDonald's then, Carolyn. You must struggle. Or the reject shop. Or even Chemist Warehouse, because they're all a bit of red and yellow.
She's not vibing with Ronald
Don't
McDonald.
go to Super Cheap Auto either, because I think that's red and yellow too.
Wow. All right.
Why do I know what the colours of all the logos are?
Red and yellow, just not the go. Okay.
I hear you.
We're not
get
judging.
that.
We don't.
No, I agree with all of these.
Okay, I'm not saying I get it, but I get that you don't like it.
Keely, great one. Keely, this is not the vibe. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like velvet. She goes, it feels gross, especially velvet shoes.
Okay.
Do you know what, Keely? I like velvet, but do you know what I don't like? Corduroy, which is really just like an embossed velvet.
Right.
There was a man who used to work here, Keely, called Jim. He actually had the official phobia of velvet, and his name was Jim. And there's a word for velvet phobia, and you couldn't even eat peaches around him, because if he saw the peach velvet, he would have a panic attack.
Well, we're learning a lot.
Isn't that crazy? It's wild. I love it. Vanessa does not like snakes. She's got no time for them.
In general?
Yeah, but she goes, I like lolly snake.
Look, I'm in that sort of camp. I don't understand why snakes were invented.
Karen doesn't like rap music. She goes, I hear rap music, my skin crawls.
Okay.
Karen, try Hamilton as an entryway into rap.
No. Okay.
Juliet does not like plastic and fake things, does not like fake grass. No, it's not a vibe.
You know what, though? I can see that. I can see how people will look at fake grass and be like, that's not for me. I can see that. So, I mean, I'm fine with it, but I can see how people will be like, not real grass, I don't want to borrow it.
Zeljika goes, oh, Lucy, we have a combination of warm, snow-like Christmas lights and then a big tree covered in multicolored lights. And she goes, the combination drives me crazy. She's like, choose one pattern and stick to it.
That's our front yard, right?
She goes,
there.
it's too hard to replace the lights on the tree, apparently, according to the husband. I'm stuck with it, she says.
I do appreciate that you're putting up with it this year. Thank you for putting up with it this year.
And Jodie goes, she is not a fan of the colour orange. She goes, I don't have time for it.
Just objectively doesn't like orange.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying to put myself in this position of what would trigger me if I saw the colour orange, but I don't get it.
Your kid said there was something they're not about the other day.
Oh, yeah, my kids, well, it's about me. It's a personal attack. So my kids don't like the fact that I use a knife and fork to eat pizza and hamburgers. They don't, it's not the vibe. And they are embarrassed if we go out somewhere and I start doing that funny business where I'm eating a pizza with a knife and fork.
Yeah.
But again, that's hurtful because that's a personal attack. And do you mind if I eat a pizza with a knife and fork?
No, I think it's quite respectable. But I don't like it when you have eating your burger with a knife and fork. And instead of just eating like the burger, you lay everything out and then you'll eat the bun. And then you'll eat the patty.
I eat them individually.
Then you'll eat the lettuce. Then you'll eat the cheese.
All right, but this is
then
not,
you'll eat the bottom bun. I'm like, that's weird, mate.
This is not a segment on what we don't like about Kel.
The Lucy and Kel podcast.
Christmas is in the air and it is about to sound a little bit more magical because the Australian Pops Orchestra, led by the one and only John Foreman, is back with a whole series of these new concerts. And the very first one, of course, stars one of Australia's most powerful, most beloved, favourite voices. You know her from the stage, from Carols by Candlelight, from being a good friend to this show as well, the lovely Silvie Paladino. Good morning, Silvie.
Good morning. How are you?
So good. This is your time of year, right? Like, I feel like you're a busy lady through the year. I know you've been very busy, a lot of shows lately, but I know for Christmas you are just everywhere. Do you just love this time of year, or is it a little bit stressful because you're so busy?
I love it because I'm so grateful to be so associated with Christmas, especially being a Christian. So for me, it's very special. But at the same time, I feel like, I was saying to someone just the other day, I feel like I've got to get on the treadmill and the treadmill's just going to go and I've got to keep going until the 25th. And I'm not very good with exercise. So, treadmills are not good. Very busy time, and this year's particularly busy. So I'm very grateful for that.
Sylvie, I don't know how much into sports you are, but I was listening to another interview with John. John was on another radio program talking at length about how good it was to have you on board this particular project.
I thought you were going to say he was talking about sport.
No, he was, because the analogy was, this is the analogy from John. John was talking about your versatility and the fact that he can rely on you to do something like this, because the interaction with the crowd, I've heard myself sing out loud. And this is a bit of a sing-along.
This is what's called a great Christmas sing-along.
And your ability to perform at your peak performance, but then allow everybody else to get involved. There's very few people that can pull off a perfect show and have people like me singing out loud.
I'm glad he's got faith because I'm a bit unsure. I don't know how this is the first time anyone has ever done anything like this.
Yes.
John got the idea from, some guy overseas that does this at the Royal Albert Hall or something like that. And he thought, what a great thing to have a series of concerts and to do this great Christmas sing-along. And when he mentioned it, I was like, what if they're out of tune,
Well, John said your talent far exceeds people like myself attempting to sing along with you.
But Silvie will tell you, when people said clap on the offbeat or they start clapping and they speed you up, it can be hard, Silvie.
Hard, I know. It's going to be interesting. But we're going to have 40-piece orchestra.
Yes.
We're going to have some backing singers as well to help lead the audience in the singing. And we're going to do songs that they know and love. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I do get to do my solo numbers because, after all, I am a diva.
Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah, I need to do that.
I would love that. I would just want to be there for those moments where she comes out and you're like, okay, this is my song. No one is to sing now. But I think we all know that there's a lot of science done behind singing in groups and how wonderful it is for dopamine levels and community connection and the lessening of anxiety. So I think to be in a room with people singing Christmas carols with Silvie, surely that is going to be medicine for the soul for everybody there.
I think you're right, Luce. I think music has an incredible power of just reaching into your spirit, into your soul, and transforming you for that moment. And sometimes beyond that moment. I've certainly used music as therapy for myself, So I think the fact that we're singing about Christ and we're all together in a beautiful theatre with a wonderful orchestra and, it'll all be festive and lovely and we'll all be singing with one voice together, I think is going to be a beautiful thing.
Super important. Before we let you go, of course, Carols by Candlelight is just around the corner. So it would be remiss of me not to ask how that's all going. Do you know? I know you're not going to tell us the song, but have you chosen the song you're singing?
And it's very exciting this year because I'm doing something that I've never done before, completely different. Not just a different song, but different for me, very different.
Is it Santa
I don't
Baby?
know if I'm ready for this.
Lucy.
I just think that would be hilarious. That would make headlines if you want to go viral, Silvie.
Oh, no, not Santa Baby, but it's, it's a bit gospelly and it's a bit up-tempo.
Love it.
I know, very strange.
And,
so good.
And not that this is the focus, Silvie, but we always know people are always wondering how the frock's going. Are you locked into one? Is it one frock? Is it multiple?
No, it's multiple this year. It is multiple. I've got a frock and another outfit. That's not a frock, but it's another outfit. I know. Everything's very different. After
I love it.
This is 27 years. It's like I've got to change it up.
Are you coming dressed out as Mrs. Claus to sing Santa Baby?
I'm not doing Santa Baby, okay?
All right.
Silvie, we love you. It isn't Christmas without Silvie. The Australian Pops Orchestra with John Foreman, the holiday concert series is happening at the stunning Melbourne Recital Centre. Get along and have a sing. I mean, how often can you say I sang with Silvie Paladino? I mean, I have, but you can actually go and do that now until she tells you to be quiet because she's got a solo. All the details are online. Silvie, have the best Christmas. We can't wait to see you on screen.
Thank you.
The Lucy and Kel podcast. You're going to love this next bit. Oh, spoiler alert.
We should start the conversation this way. I do not believe, and Lucy and I are huge fans of this particular Christmas item, I do not believe that we have purchased an advent calendar yet. Have you got them? Has there been some purchases that I don't know about?
You don't have an advent calendar.
Oh, no, you've got your own advent calendar, but I'm talking about a family advent calendar.
No,
So
I know. No, I went to buy them yesterday. I couldn't find any.
Here's how it rolls. And let me be completely blunt. My darling wife, if you want the kids to get something enjoyable, she is from the old country, and the kids will do things to get what they get. Let me explain.
What does that even mean?
I'm about to explain. Hey, Mum, can I have something nice? Well, let's see if you can do something for that something nice. That occurs for every situation except when it comes to the advent calendars. And Lucy says, Every child gets an advent calendar. You get an advent calendar. You get an advent calendar. She loses her complete Christmas mind.
Yeah, it's only fair. Because you can't have one advent calendar and every 3 days every day there's 2 sad children and 1 happy child.
I think
it
pretty
never
much
is even.
I think every family does that. I grew up like that. I could only open an advent calendar door once every 3 days because it was me and my sisters.
Can I tell you something that'll shock you? I never had an advent calendar as a child.
Oh, is this where it comes from?
I don't know how they work.
Right.
And I think that's the problem. I've never had one. Then suddenly I've got this big blended family of 3,000 children. So I just was like, I don't know. So I got everybody their own one. And they requested the one they wanted.
Exactly.
Like my daughter's like, I want a sour lollies one. I'm like, okay.
You're so into this. You're like, what type of advent calendar would you like? I'll get it for you.
I've got a makeup.
This is amazing.
I've got a makeup advent calendar.
Would you like to describe that one?
Yeah. So my best friend bought it for me, Schmigan Schmempleton. And it's a very fancy makeup brand one. I won't say which one, but the best makeup brand. If you know, you know, girls. The black one. And she got me the advent calendar. It comes in a ginormous golden box and there's thousands of drawers. And every day you open it and there's a full-size piece of makeup from this expensive brand. And I opened it today and I had an eyeliner today. Oh, it's the best. She also bought me a popcorn advent calendar, and every day is a different flavour popcorn because she knows I love my popcorn.
So currently Lucy has 2 advent calendars on the go. We have none. None of the family have any advent calendars. And normally, like I said, this is the one item of the year where you're like, kids, let's go nuts. You all get one, whatever one you like.
I just forgot. I just ran out of time this year. And then, to be all honest, I went to Coles yesterday, couldn't find a single one.
Well, no, it's too late now.
Well, no, there'll be some around in some bargain bin.
Yeah, but there'll be the ones with the chocolate from those countries where you're like, do they actually make chocolate, those countries?
Or the chocolate that's melted, then refrozen and is white.
I don't know if I have a favourite advent calendar, and I think that should be the survey says this morning. Let's talk about the best advent calendars you've got going on at Christmas time.
Survey says.
Do you like your popcorn one better or do you like your makeup one better?
Makeup one.
You like the makeup one better?
Yeah. I tell you what I did
Have
like.
you opened all the doors yet secretly?
No.
Oh, well done.
I'm
good
a good girl.
Following the Christmas rules.
I'm a good girl.
Let's not get into, and we were going to talk about this, but I don't think it's a thing anymore, the people that start with door 25. Or door 24. Does it only go to 24?
Yeah,
I think it goes
you wake
to 24.
up. Yeah.
You start with door number 1. Let's
You
establish
start
that.
with 1.
And you don't start with door number 24. So you're going with makeup calendar.
And if you miss one, you can make it all up.
All right. Well, you're saying makeup calendar is your favourite advent calendar.
Yes.
I do like a Lego calendar.
I love a Lego calendar. I've got to just stop you because I love a Lego calendar. I bought my daughter a Lego Friends calendar, the girls one.
The problem with that is it costs you $500,000.
No, it wasn't that bad. And
Really?
and then every day
Was
you
it
open
real
it
Lego
up. Yeah.
or was it
No,
Logo?
well, maybe it did. It was Logo. No, it was Lego, but it probably did cost me a lot. But no, I think I got it in the sales after Christmas and then I kept it over for the next Christmas. So I got it half price.
Right.
And then you open up everything, you make this Lego scene, super cute, and then you just pull it all back, you put it back in the window, shut it all, and then you do it next Christmas.
Were you...
You can keep it every year.
Was the jelly beans you were stealing from the office yesterday, was that from a jelly bean advent calendar?
No,
or was
that was
just a tray?
Just a tray of
All
jelly
right.
beans.
I
But
wouldn't
there are
mind.
jelly bean advent calendars.
I wouldn't mind a jelly bean advent calendar. That would be nice.
I'm looking online at the moment because I'm panicking. I'm thinking I've missed the boat and I'm scared.
The kids haven't asked about the advent calendar.
Yes, they have.
Have they?
Yeah, they've asked me.
Your child has?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
There's a. What do you think about this? There's a bluey one, which is books, 24
Imagine
books.
my surprise that there is a bluey advent calendar. Is there not a bluey everything?
How about
What do
this?
you get inside a blue? Is it chocolate?
Books. I just said it's a book advent calendar.
I don't know if I'm putting myself in the position of being an 8-year-old, and I open up the advent calendar door and there's a book.
This is the one you would. Oh, no, me too. You'd be like, yeah.
Is it a chocolate book?
No, it's not a chocolate book. There's a Star Wars Lego advent calendar.
Of course there is.
You'd love that one.
I don't think I've ever had one of those.
I know, you'd love that.
Is it chocolate?
No, I said Star Wars Lego. You're not listening,
Lego.
Casey. Can you tell him to listen this morning?
I'd just like to have
I go, it's a book calendar. And he goes, what's in it? Chocolate. I'm like, it's books, mate.
Can I please have a chocolate one? Just a chocolate one would be
Well,
great.
that's what I'm thinking. They're all sold out.
All right.
Salvatore! Salvatore's little. He's a boy, and he sent me a photo of his, and it is the classic Cadbury's advent calendar.
A Cadbury. I think Cadbury is your stock standard advent calendar.
Salvatore, or Tors. I know you've got a sister. Are you sharing this, or is this your own one?
Of course he is. If you've only got one advent calendar and you've got multiple children...
No, that's not what I asked him. This is a photo of his. Does your sister have the same advent calendar, or are you both sharing this one?
I love Salvatore, and I've met Salvatore.
I think he's had one each.
But I feel like he's having your energy. Like if Salvatore has his own advent calendar in his bedroom, the chocolate's all gone. That's what I'm thinking,
Probably.
Salvatore. I think he's sharing it with his sister.
I reckon she has her own one. Karen says, I never had one growing up. I think I would have cheated and opened it all up on one day, but I would love a makeup one.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Lucy has restrained herself from opening up every door just to see what's in there.
Juliet goes, good morning, Lucy. How's your ulcer? It's still there and it's still sore, Juliet, but it's smaller. Juliet says...
Can I just
what?
acknowledge...
It's Ulcer Watch.
I know.
Ulcer Watch
it's Ulcer
2025.
Update.
Let's go to the Ulcer news desk. Lucy's got an ulcer on her
I
lip.
love that our listeners are so invested and it's great conversation, guys. By the way, Lucy, how's the ulcer?
It's a bit sore, but it's better, Juliet. It doesn't hurt to talk
Appreciate
as
that.
much. This is we're doing
And
live
that was
together.
your ulcer update. Tune in tomorrow to find out how it's going, everyone.
She says, last year I bought a Schmiggle calendar. Do you say Smiggle or Schmiggle?
I say Schmiggle.
Smiggle? I don't think it's Schmiggle. That sounds wrong. Schmiggle. It's Smiggle.
Also, I've never been to Schmiggle.
It's Smiggle. It's not Schmiggle. That's just weird. It sounds like phlegm. Schmiggle.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Anyway,
Smiggle is not weird. Schmiggle is way weird.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
Julie went to Smiggle and she bought a calendar for the kids at school, and every day a student got to open up one door because it all has stationery in it. That's excellent.
Stationery for me in an advent calendar, not so much for Lucy.
Love it.
Back in the primary, secondary school days,
Yeah.
would be the dream.
Here's one you're going to love. Brian in Ferntree Gully says, my son last year, well, we bought him a Hot Wheels car advent calendar.
To this very day.
Well, nothing says Christmas than opening up 24 tiny cars in the lead up to our Lord and Saviour's birth.
To this very day, and I'm gonna reveal something about myself, but to this very day, I will stop at that little section in your Coles or Woolies, and if there's Hot Wheels there, I will just stop and look at the Hot Wheels. There's something happening inside of me.
You are such a 12-year-old
I think every
boy.
man can admit that if they walk past a Hot Wheels stand, they just stop for a
What are you
moment.
looking for?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Are you looking for a replica of your car?
No, I don't know what I'm looking for.
A cool car?
I just think every man in their 50s is still stopping at the Hot Wheels
That's
cars.
why I think you'd love a Hot Wheels
Just have a
advent
look.
calendar.
Not your Matchbox. I'm not a Matchbox fan. I'm a Hot Wheels man.
What?
Well, there's Hot Wheels and there's Matchbox.
Are they the same? Isn't Matchbox Hot
They
Wheels?
are not the same.
What
They
are you then? Which
they
one?
are two different churches.
Which one are you?
I'm a Hot Wheels man.
What's wrong with Matchbox?
I don't know why we're talking about this.
so
but
interesting.
Give me a Hot Wheels
Okay.
advent calendar
All
is what
right.
I'm saying.
Good to know. Karen says a pet advent. Well, I'm going to get one for Ruby this year. Ruby is her Hungarian Vizsla.
Well, you talked about, dogs and cats advent calendars.
Jodie goes, I'm a traditionalist. I love my chocolate one. She goes, the question is, do you count up or down? We did say that, Jodie. You must go 1 to 24.
I don't know why you would go 24 downwards.
Some people do.
Unless I'm missing something.
Chris goes, we have cards with the names of Jesus on it across the window, 1 to
Lovely.
24.
Lovely.
Jude says, sorry, Jude, nothing beats the classic Cadbury chocolate calendar, says Jude.
Did you see that Salvatore has texted back to you?
Let me go. Salvatore,
just-
we have the same, but we all 3 kids have our own. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, that's what I said.
You're
I knew
right.
you'd have your own. I'm looking at Salvatore and I'm like, I love you, Salvatore, but I'm like, he's not sharing.
The Lucy and Kel podcast.
And dare I say it, the end of another successful podcast. Well done, everybody involved.
Thanking you very much.
Anything else we'd need to say? Anyone else want to add anything to the end of this podcast before we wrap it up?
No, I think we're good. Are you good, Case?
I'm chilling.
Oh,
Just chilling like a villain.
Yeah. Whoop.
Nothing villainous
Word.
about Casey.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, Stacey.
Yeah, she's got an evil twin, Stacey, and she arrives sometimes, and Stacey is scary.
I don't think I've ever met Stacey.
You have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's not good. She pops up sometimes, but very rarely.
When I prank her, when I made Lucy become a barista for a day, that was Stacey.
Yeah, when she does naughty things to me. Yeah.
When I put like weird things in your tea, Stacey.
Yeah.
And you don't notice and you still haven't noticed.
What are you putting in my tea?
I'm joking.
Oh.
I don't. I've literally done nothing. I just thought that would be really
We
funny.
need some sort of sting for Stacey Strikes Again.
Wait, that's
It's
good.
like a little jingle.
Stacey.
Stacey.
Strikes again.
Stacey Strikes Again.
Oh, anyways.
If people would like to be a part of this nonsense, Lucy, what would they need to do to get in contact with the podcast?
You just need to track me down in a Kmart. That's where most of the listeners find me. I'm wandering. The other
Today
day,
specifically,
the
later on this
day I was,
afternoon?
because I'm looking for advent calendars. I was holding pajamas the other day and a lady came up to me in the pajama section and she said, I love you, I love your podcast, can we have a photo? And then we talked about the pajamas I was buying in Kmart of all places. Or you could just email Lucy and Kel at positivemedia.com.au or just track me down on socials, Lucy Holmes Official. You can message me there. We love chatting with you back and forth. So many of you send me funny messages, funny gifts. I love all the emails. We have been given a great email. We'll get to the end of the week. But shoot us emails because you can win prizes for contacting the station.
Indeed. And on that bombshell, Have a great rest of whatever time of the day it is for you right now. And until we meet again, everybody.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, that's all for now. But you can download more podcasts anytime or catch Lucy and Kel live weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on 89.9 The Light.
This is the end bit. This is the end bit.
Woo!
This is the end bit of the show.
And bit.